Hello, if you are looking to watch Oatmeal Breakfast plays a video game, then I am surprised. If you are looking to watch Oatmeal Breakfast plays a video game episode 128, you have come to the right place. It's the least watched show on the internet. Okay, I can't back up that claim, but I am sure it's not far from the truth. After all, I don't play a big variety of video games. You know what game I am going to play even before I tell you. I am going to solve a ksudoku puzzle today. It took me 12 minutes and 17 seconds to solve the ksudoku puzzle. I was sad to learn it took me over 10 minutes to solve the puzzle, but glad it did not take me 20 minutes to solve the puzzle. And at least I solved the ksudoku puzzle. Which is more than I can say for the medium difficulty ksudoku puzzle that still has not been solved. What am I going to talk about today? I am going to start off by talking about Pharaoh. On episode 127 I talked about Time Profiler. I did not say much about it, because well, quite frankly, I don't know anything about it. The next item on the World Menu tool menu after Time Profiler is Critic Browsers. I have never used Critic Browsers. It sounds to me that it critiques the computer code that I write. That is, if I actually wrote computer code in Pharaoh. There is still time I can write code in Pharaoh. I hope I don't have to hang up my keyboard and retire from programming for a long time. As I always say, I have a lot to learn about Pharaoh. I am never going to learn what I need to learn about Pharaoh if I never use Pharaoh. So this year I hope to work with Pharaoh. Has any of this put you to sleep so far? I know it has put me to sleep. I am asleep, but my hands are still typing. My hands don't want to stop typing. Hands, stop typing. I commando you. They won't stop. So I guess I will have to keep typing. I have talked all I can think about Pharaoh. What else am I going to talk about? I want to talk about different things than I usually talk about. My favorite way to make jello was to put the jello powder and the hot water in a blender and blend up the mix. And then pour the jello into a clear glass pan. Half the jello was like regular jello, and the other half of the jello was what can I call it, whipped with air and light. I liked it. Before I made jello with a blender, I would pour the jello mix and hot water in the glass pan. Then I would use a spoon to dissolve the jello powder. And when I made jello that way, there would always be a what can I call it, a skin of jello on the bottom of the jello. I did like eating the skin of jello. Maybe I could call it a thick layer of jello on the bottom of the jello. Anyway, using a blender to make jello got rid of that. Thinking back, it seems that I ate a lot of jello growing up. I liked it a lot. What is my favorite flavor of jello? I liked them all. I can't remember that I had a favorite flavor of jello. Writing about jello makes me think of popsicles. One of my favorite popsicles was pudding pops, so tasty. I probably did not wait for it to melt in my mouth. What can I say about the taste of a pudding pop? Chocolate and vanilla go together. Pudding pops are the only type of popsicle that I can remember the name of that I liked. I am sure I ate a lot of popsicles over the years. I don't eat many popsicles anymore. Once in a year maybe. I think I might have even made my own homemade popsicles. There is not much I want to say about popsicles, since I can't remember their names. All I can say is that I liked to eat pudding pops. And I also liked to eat a lot of popsicles that I can't remember the name of. I wonder what an oatmeal breakfast popsicle would taste like. I would want them to be the texture of pudding pops. Something that is easy to bite into. How about a pudding pop with the flavor of tang? Maybe one day I will make an oatmeal breakfast popsicle. What else do I want to talk about? What have I done that I have not talked about? I am thinking. I have got my thinking cap on. I finally found it yesterday. Ha ha. It had been missing for years. I wonder if I did design an oatmeal breakfast popsicle that I maybe be able to 3D print it. How about 3D printing cookies? I used to like to make sugar cookies. I wonder if my teeth would be better had I not eaten so many sugar cookies. My teeth might like me more if I had not made and eaten so many sugar cookies. Let me talk pine nut pines. I have tried to grow a pine nut pine from seeds 2 times. The seeds have sprouted and grown a little, and then the pine nut pine has died off. I am not sure if I have ever tried pine nut pines. I know I enjoy nuts. So I hope one day to grow a pine nut pine for seed, or get a pine nut pine. Writing about pine nut pines makes me think about nuts. I have been a big fan of nuts for years. I like cashews the best. I remember I would get a can of cashews, and eat a lot of them in one sitting. It was hard to stop. Cashews taste so good. My other favorite type of nut besides cashew is peanut. I don't know why it's so hard to find peanuts without salt. I prefer peanuts without salt. I think peanuts taste better without salt. Unsalted peanuts. I once got peanuts for seed, but I never grew them. Or if I did plant some, they did not sprout. That would be fun to grow my own peanuts. I could start the Oatmeal Breakfast Peanut Company. And I am sure the company would be a big failure. Just like everything else I try. Ha ha. My motto: if I am not failing, I am not trying. In addition to eating nuts plain, I like to eat nuts in candy bars, cookies. To reiterate, I like cashews and peanuts the best. Pistachios are fun to eat if I get them with the outer shell on them. It gives me something to do. I can take off the shell and put it in the garbage while I am eating pistachios. It also slows down my eating of pistachios, which is a good thing. I remember using a nut cracker to eat nuts. Or maybe I have never used a nut cracker to eat nuts. Maybe I have only seen one. Oh, yes. Eating peanuts from the shell is fun. It's also messy. But it's fun to get the peanuts out of their shell and through the shell in the garbage. Not so confusing to me. I mean the botany part of nuts. For some of the nuts, the thing you eat is the husk, and the thing you think is the husk is the fruit. I am sure I have it wrong. But it's more confusing than I thought. I will have to learn more about nuts. If I could eat nothing but nuts for the rest of my life, I would be overjoyed. It's a shame I have to eat other things. Why can't I only eat nuts? It's a shame, really. I don't believe I have ever tried peanut or cashew ice cream. I have never tried pistachio ice cream. Maybe oatmeal breakfast can be a peanut ice cream. I do like Rocky Road ice cream. Good. I love the nuts in it. I will think about it. I will probably forget about it. What else am I going to talk about? It may come as a surprise to you, but I like to eat seaweed. The only problem with the seaweed is the packages it comes in. Plastic, lots of plastic. I want to give up plastic. but I probably won't. Seaweed is good on anything. Wait, I have not tried it on ice cream. I like seaweed so much I even read a book called Seaweed Chronicles by Susan Hand Shetterly. I want to grow seaweed so I can eat as much of it as I want to. I wonder if seaweed is good on a peanut butter sandwich. Maybe I could make seaweed ice cream and call it oatmeal breakfast ice cream. Even though I like seaweed, I have not eaten seaweed that much. I like to eat the dried seaweed that is sold in stores. I have no idea how it's grown or harvested. All I know is that I like it. Yummy. The seaweed comes in different flavors, but I can't remember what flavor I like the best. I never checked to see how much seaweed was in my dried seaweed. So for all I know, I might not have been eating seaweed. What else do I want to talk about? I want to grow flax again. I grew flax years ago, but probably did not harvest any of the flax. I have written enough for today's episode 128 to be exact. Have a great day. I hope you come back tomorrow for another episode of Oatmeal Breakfast Plays a Video Game. Good night.